podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Yo, man, it's like, God is so good. I got some great news. You know, Errol Spence, you gonna get what exactly you asked for, nigga.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for 300 million, and I made 350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Beyonce Productions.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday, glorious morning. Thank God we all are up, and we got some pretty interesting news to discuss. Errol Spence, IBF WBC Unified Welterweight Champion of the World, is in the headlines. We got a guy coming out the woodworks saying that he is Errol Spence's next opponent. Just so happens that this fighter is promoted by Mayweather Promotions. We're gonna give you all the details. Exactly who is Maurice Lee?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Don't worry about it. Stick around. We're going to give you those details. You know the number to call in. 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype as long as you're part of the Patreon family, the gang, and you over there on the Daily Show level. You're ready to rock out with us. Let's head on out to some of our co-hosts in Corpus Christi, Texas.
It's me, Mario.
What up? Yo, listen, Maurice Lee, is that what you said? Oh, wait, who is it? What's
Maurice Victorious Lee.
Maurice Lee. Okay. All right, yeah. Sure. Okay. This dude came out yesterday on IG. You know, and it was kind of like a little subtle comment, kind of. He didn't really necessarily like give details like that, but all signs point to him saying that, you know, he's next for Spence. We'll chop it up, we'll talk about it, we'll see what it means, but yeah, it's kind of weird. What up, Cash?
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my jam. Boxing voice.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm gonna have to look for him.
I saw the fight too.
I think you accurate.
Yes. One more yes for all the good people who are up and alive. Man, it's my honor, it's my pleasure to be me, Enrique Church. Very happy in my skin and my casualness. Welcome to the show, Maurice Lee. Yes, that's what we're going to discuss. But I think it is time to shine for guys like Maurice Lee. Let's go.
Yes, let's head on back to New Jersey.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch is the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match.
Champ, good morning. Yeah, every dog has his day.
and it looks like my man Maurice is about to have his day. I've been on Maurice for a long time, man. Shout out to Maurice and his brother. Maurice has a nice story. This is news to me. I didn't know about this, so this is pretty cool. Maurice can bang, and yeah, I don't think he thinks himself as a tune-up necessarily. So I'd be anxious to watch.
Every dog has his day. You said, what does that mean? He's a dog? Like, I never heard of him.
Damn, let's all walk over Doomy's introduction. Fuck it.
I thought he was done and we was getting into it.
I know he got them heavy pauses, man. I get you, bro. I'm with you, bro. Why is he gotta like? Pause
He like
so heavy?
paused and snorted. He was like,
I had to get ready.
I want to.
Had to get ready.
I want that Alex. I want to break down this fighter. Then Maurice Lee, you know him?
Well, let's give some facts. We're gonna go.
I got one fact real quick. He got 2-star rating, and Errol Spence has 5-star rating.
Damn.
And where are you getting these stars from so the people know what we're talking about here?
On BoxRec, I got the ratings. I was trying to look for rankings, but I got BoxRec ratings. Maurice.
All right. Spence, well, why? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You had the Doomy pause there. I thought, go ahead.
No, that was a Mario internet pause.
Yo, so you were saying, go ahead, Cash, finish
so
up.
I'm trying to understand like the attraction that Maurice Lee has right now, only for people like me, is that Errol Spence is standing. I mean, not Errol Spence. Floyd Mayweather is standing right next to him.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's part of signing the TMT. That's part of being with Floyd Mayweather. That you will get that attention because you are a Mayweather promoted TMT fighter. Now, this is a post from Maurice Lee one day ago. He says, just got out the gym with Floyd Mayweather. Just got out the gym with Floyd Mayweather. What's understood don't need to be explained, but I'm going to tell you like this. I'm the best, and Errol Spence Jr. about to see who really the truth. Hashtag powered by Christ. Hashtag boxing. Hashtag TMT. Hashtag Lee Boys. Hashtag Mayweather Promotions. Let's get to the audio in a few seconds, but I want to give you, this is Maurice Lee's box rec. He is not as far along in his career as an Errol Spence, but he doesn't want to believe he's a tune-up. I'm going to assume this is a tune-up coming off of the, horrific, very tragic car accident that Errol Spence Jr. suffered in a white Ferrari. Maurice Lee only being 12-1, 2 draws, and 5 KOs, 5 wins by KOs, sounds like a tune-up. When looking at his resume, he's never had anything higher than an 8-rounder, so he's never been 10. So Earl could look to go rounds, take him to deep water, and drown him. Now, he's highly motivated, but I did want to give you, his record and obviously, a little information about him before we get to the full version of his audio. He went on Instagram Live and had this to say.
Yo, man, it's like, God is so good. I got some great news. Errol Spence, you gonna get what exactly you asked for, nigga. I'm about to dog you. Like you stole something. You bitch ass nigga. Let me stay Christian with it though, cause I got that street in me. I come from the streets, but I trust Jesus. My God. Young champ, man, I just got some great news. God is working. You know how Adrian Broner fought Ashley Theophane? Errol Spence about to fight Maurice Victorious Lee and get his ass whooped.
So Mario, right. I'm gonna pass it to you, Mario, because I like his metaphor. I like his comparison of Ashley Theophane getting a title shot versus Adrian Broner. He's just saying, look, I'm not gonna be here to lose, but I don't know. Did you expect this? No. Wrong question. Was it wrong of Maurice Lee to let this secret out the bag when no other official higher upper source has come out and spoke about this? Meaning like an Ellerby, a ESPN, a Mayweather himself. Do you think this information was supposed to be revealed? Could this damage?
No, not
it?
at all. This was just so poorly executed on so many levels. Number one, yesterday it was weird because I didn't know who this guy was. So to have like him actively talking crap and then like praising God, it was just a weird combo. He was aggressive with it and then humble with it. I don't know, it was weird. But the point is this: look, he is in a situation right now where everything is super delicate. Just like, Ness had, information and didn't want to give it because, things in the background, like until this thing is ready with a press release. And that's what I learned as my time as a publicist. Like these guys got to be quiet until that press release is pressed and ready to fire out. I mean, look, he's in a place where he is very replaceable. Okay. And he could easily get replaced in this situation. So, to risk announcing it like this, I get the excitement and I understand it. And I fully am excited for him, I guess, not knowing him very well and all that, just excited for another human being that's being put into this kind of position. But it accomplished nothing at the end of the day. And he could lose something from it.
Let me go to Doomy. Doomy, you're the most religious friend I know. What do you think of this angle that he's choosing to use to sell the fight? And I quote from his Instagram 15 hours ago. He say he still got it, but he didn't give the glory to our Father. He thinks it's because he's a savage. I come to put him to sleep and give him all the glory to my Father who is in heaven, who restored me from the anxiety that I started to have after my second pro fight, which at the time I was regarded the next Floyd Mayweather Jr., and I believe I am, and I just want to prove it. At Errol Spence, put your shit on. Hashtag powered by Christ. So again, Doomy, I know this is your angle. This is your thing. Like, what do you think about him openly taking the Errol Spence did not give Jesus Christ, his Lord and Savior, credit after walking away from the horrific accident? Instead, he chose to say, I'm a savage.
Yeah, it looks like he's like presenting himself sort of like a soldier of God. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of fighters have shown this side of themselves. What's my man's name? Not Ray Beltran. Luis Colasso. He's a man of the belief. So it's like you take your belief with you into the ring, and for the believers, it reinforces and empowers them. Faith is powerful. Having faith in yourself, as well as if you believe in God, you have faith in God. And I could see the angle where he's trying to be, the antagonist in this fight. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, trying to reserve his Christian beliefs. So, you know what? He probably feels like Earl, should have gave thanks to the higher power for being alive, not give the glory to himself. And usually that's what Christians and believers, lean towards, not being selfishly prideful and egotistical, but giving thanks to God in situations like that. But other than that, man, I've known Maurice for a little bit. I started following him on Facebook, not even IG. I just, that's, I do a lot of homework when it comes to gyms. A lot of people just forget about fighters that are not seen in the ring. So I try to go on the social medias, have interactions with him, talk back and forth, reinforcements and shit and words. And, he's been one kid that I've been watching, and it's him and his brother. If you look into their story, they've been through a lot. They've been in the gym for a while now at the Mayweather. I can't even tell you, that he's, put away, opponents that you're going to be like, wow, that's impressive. A lot of people are going to say this shit's a tune-up. Nobody knows Maurice really. And, coming up against Errol Spence talking like that, it's probably gonna get people's attention, but you're gonna have to back it up in there. And going back to what Ness said, my man hasn't been in the 12 rounder, so it just
or a 10 rounder.
Yeah, 8 round is the max. So it's like, okay, Maurice. I just hope, because I'll be honest with you, I haven't really checked in on what he's been doing too much lately in the last 6 months. I'll be honest, I haven't checked, so I don't know what he's been doing. I don't know if he's really been in the gym. I don't know if he's been taking the proper measurements to be training during this COVID. I don't know what's going on. If the kid's been keeping himself in shape like he was when I first started seeing him, I could see this turning into a good fight. I don't see him knocking out Earl and anything like that, but he's a high-paced fighter.
Casual, let me bring something to you. So obviously on his Instagram 2 days ago, he said, I speak life that this fight will happen and I will put at Errol Spence to sleep. I'll be exactly what I know I am, the champion. Then I'm coming for every other welterweight with the belt. And he posted this picture of him and Earl, obviously in the Floyd Mayweather gym. You can see T. Hill in the back. Now, this doesn't give the indication that they sparred, but do you believe he's grown some sort of confidence? Because possibly they sparred, or he definitely seen Earl spar while being in that Mayweather gym. You think confidence stems from that?
I mean, either way, if he wasn't there, I believe he probably did. I won't take that away from him. He also obviously seen Errol Spence Jr. He's speaking things he wants to manifest. We don't know if it's a title fight. I think now is the good time. We had Breadman Stevens, who said, boxers got to stay in shape. We're hoping Errol Spence is staying in shape. We know he is because he posted. Obviously, our man Maurice Lee, our favorite guy to speak about this morning, is in the gym with Floyd, and his confidence is there, man. And we know that the arenas are going to be fights are going to be empty fights. I mean, like no audience. So now's the time for Maurice to shine. It'll probably not be a title fight, right? Because Maurice Lee is who, as everyone asked this morning. Except Doomy knows him, he also is Christian driven. Who knows, man? His confidence is there. He's a fighter. He's got to be courageous. He's got Floyd in his background. And the bottom line of it all, if you don't win, guess what? You fought Errol Spence Jr. in front of millions after COVID. So he's got a win-win situation. A lot of fighters like him are going to be fighting, I'm pretty sure, some big names like Keith Thurman mentioned. So, I also heard Monty Barrett one time say, God give it, God take it away. So Maurice Lee was saying, kind of putting that on Errol Spence. But you don't know, Errol Spence behind closed door definitely was praying and thanking God for his survival.
Yeah, man. But I want everybody to weigh in on that angle. We never really seen that angle in boxing where it's like, yo, I'm taking the righteous side. I'm the nice guy. He's the bad guy, because that's what he's painting Earl out to be. He's like, instead of, giving thanks, he's
Nah, we've seen that with Floyd and Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah, we've seen that before, I think. I think in this case, it's smart in the sense that he's trying to play off of some of the, I don't know, I guess the bad press. I don't even know what to call it. Earl's haters, I guess is what I should say. His detractors that have, put him in a situation where they constantly bombard him about things. And I think Maurice Lee's coming along and trying to kind of feed off of that, which is definitely smart business for him. My whole thing is this. Look, I don't know Maurice Lee, and it's funny that Doomy just talked about the Facebook thing, because I was like, wait a minute, I think I recognize his name, and I checked and it wasn't Maurice Lee, and it was a fighter, and it's not him. Like, that's crazy to me, but I don't know. It's dude.
You might remember him. I think when he was undefeated, he was going by Maurice Ambitiously.
Yeah.
Oh, Maurice Ambitiously. Okay. Yep. Okay, maybe that. Nah, it still doesn't really ring a bell. But yeah, I don't know. Look, what is this a sign of? Is this them in the background getting ready? COVID-19, new era. They're gonna put some fights on. They're probably not going to be super great because it's not going to be in front of an audience. maybe that's what this is.
What about
Or
if this is an audience fight? So obviously you
It's
can't
gotta
pay.
be that.
You can't pay
That's what I'm
Earl
saying.
and Danny, so they're gonna put Earl in with Ambitious Lee.
Yeah,
Right.
listen, if they're gonna go that route, then they got to put Danny on, on that same undercard. This is not anywhere near enough of what I thought we were gonna get from these fights. And I'm not gonna point the finger yet because we don't know if that's what this is. But if that's not what this is, then is this them handling Earl with kid gloves because the rumors are true? Because everything we've been hearing and all the rumors that people have been saying are true, and that Earl, they don't know how good Earl is
It's
yet.
easy.
They don't know
It's
Well,
how
easy
good
to-
he is,
I don't think it's
Mario,
about
hold-
rumors.
can
I
I
think
say
it's
something?
about.
I'm just presenting the question.
No, I
It
hear you,
is.
but I don't think it's
I'ma
about
say-
rumors. I think it's just about having to find out for yourself. Like you can't
Right.
just assume. You ain't gonna just throw him in with Danny. Like it's a business. You gotta make him go through it. He gotta go through the motions.
I think I don't. I mean, in this case, it is definitely a tune-up fight. I don't think the network can afford to have Danny on the same card, with a no audience. Neither does the promoters. Doesn't make sense. So this is just the kind of fights that we are going to see because we're thirsty for boxing. That's my opinion.
I mean, he do need a tune-up though. Like even
Yeah,
if he says, I'm coming out and I don't need no tune-ups."
Name some valid tune-ups, like some tune-ups that would be like, okay, that's a real.
Let me
tune-up.
tell you, this would have never been on my radar. This would have
No,
never
we
never
talked
been on
about
my
this,
radar.
and this was not anywhere near the names that we were
No,
mentioning.
but maybe this is what he needs: a dude with 5 knockouts, 2 draws, 1 loss. Is that it? What was that record?
Yeah, I'll
again?
rock with you on that. Absolutely. I'm
Look,
posing the
for
question
Lee-
because it seems interesting.
For Lee,
Go
he
ahead.
hasn't lost since 2016. You know what I mean? His 1 loss, and he's been winning ever since.
Right.
So, did he ever avenge that Samuel? What is it? Cameron? Cameron beat him. Cameron Krell.
Bro, I don't even care that he lost. I don't care that he's got 2 draws. It's that he's never
You don't
fought
know
above
him.
8 rounds. Like it's
Oh yeah, that's true too.
like that to me is like hard to get past because that's a significant step in a fighter's career. You don't go from fighting 8 rounds to beating what many regard as the #1 welterweight in the world. It just doesn't happen. So
who
what's
came
going
off
on?
an accident? So who does he fight? Does he
But
fight
I mean, this
somebody in
is
the type 15?
This is
Does he
Andy
fight somebody in the
Ruiz,
top
though. This is
15?
Andy Ruiz. This
Guys
is
can't
Buster
talk over each
Douglas. This is Andy Ruiz. This is Buster Douglas. This is a fighter that comes out of nowhere and shocks the A side. The A side probably looks at it the way we are, like, man, he ain't never even been 10 rounds. You know what I mean? This guy ain't on your level. Oh, I remember him from the gym, man. He know he can't fuck with me. And, this guy's ambition shows up that night.
He's fighting Errol Spence. So does he fight as a tune-up in the top 15 ratings?
Nah, I mean, look, man.
I mean,
EJ just came off an accident. I mean, I know whoever's backing him up, even though Earl might say he's good, they ain't gonna put him in there with a top guy right on a comeback. You gotta understand the word is tune up. Like whether Maurice feels he's a tune-up or not, that's not Earl's problem. That's the way they looking at it if they even considering this shit. Look, a guy that hasn't been 12 rounds, yeah, he's a tune-up for me. That's all gonna fall on Maurice's head. You know what I mean? Whether he's been dogging it out at the Mayweather gym, they known for being in the doghouse. No rounds.
Yeah, no, he said he's been getting 20 rounds already. He's been doing 20 rounds. He's trying to get to 30, shit like that. So I don't know if that means straight. They work crazy over there.
They work crazy. So like him not having that, it's a flag, but it ain't the end all be all. Cause I know these cats out there, they be working hard and that heat and all that. So I don't know. You might be surprised on how full of stamina Maurice is if this fight really goes down. Cause going back to what my man said, Mario said this shit ain't even on paper, right? So like,
I mean, he's pretty
don't be
big. He's 5'10". You know what I mean? And again, if you check his pictures with Earl, look, this is a young version of Earl. Let me see where it's at. This is a young version of Earl. You could tell in the shot, but they're about the same height. Earl does look bigger, shoulder wise, but I don't know. Maurice looks wider, chest wise, right? So who knows, man? Who knows? sometimes you just need that opportunity.
Of course. Now back to what I wanted to say. All right, you said boxing is a business. Obviously, it is. Not only is it a business, it's also entertainment, right? Are we entertained by that fight, or does he have to fight somebody in the top 15 to be considered a tune-up and a real entertainment?
I mean, the only thing I'll take out of that is top 15, and I'll tell you this: sanctioning bodies might not approve Maurice Lee. Because Earl got 2 belts. You might have to fight someone in the top 15 to defend those belts. But Earl could also, petition to the belts that he wants to do a non-title defense because he needs to check. And who's going to be insensitive? Which sanctioning body wants to be the one that the writers and the podcasters and the YouTubers smear through the media saying, that they were insensitive after Earl almost lost his life and he wants to test the waters on a non-title fight? They stripped him. I don't think anyone would attempt to do that. But yeah, man, look, we got Sam Jones, manager out of the UK. He's the manager of heavyweight Guido Villanella. He's also the heavyweight manager of Joe Joyce and others. So we'll have him on. We've been trying to get him on for quite some time now. He hit us up. He said he's available today, and we're hoping we get this one off the ground. If you haven't done so already, head on over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice and drop your question to Ask Sam Jones. A question coming straight from you, and have him answer it live on the show. Speaking of being live on the show, if you haven't done so already, join us on Patreon so that you can be part of our live and recording process instead of, getting this later posts. Be part of Patreon and get early access to all our episodes and have them early access with no ads. I've actually figured it out. I know you guys noticed it yesterday. The untitled episode was immediately released. So now you can definitely get the audio only version no longer than 5 to 15 minutes after the main show ends. For everybody that likes to use the MP3 with no ads, head on over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. I'm going to cut out to the back. Mario, hold it down. I'm going to be back with Sam Jones.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be pretty interesting to see if this fight pops off the way that, they're saying. But regardless, I think the bigger proof is that they're getting ready to start putting fights on without crowds. To me, that's the bigger part of this story. Errol Spence and whether or not he can beat, Maurice Lee. No disrespect, but, I don't think it means anything really. It doesn't prove anything to me as far as how skilled Errol Spence is. I'll just put it like that. I was trying to find like a politically correct way to say that, but butchered it. So I don't know, Doomy. I don't know, man. I just I don't know. I thought we were gonna get a little more than that.
Nah. I mean, this is expected. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you go off by every word that the fight is telling you and what you're never gonna be sure. Like, I know that deep down inside, the people around him are gonna want a light touch. That was a serious accident, man. So like, I'm not mad. Of course
me neither.
Yeah, we got we want to see our champ come back and give us a show and face the top guys and all that. But Ness said it best. Like, who's gonna be insensitive?
Hate to interrupt. I got our first guest, Sam Jones. You obviously were not looking at the screen. Sam, how are you? Good afternoon in the UK. Thank you for taking out the time to come on the program and talk a little bit of boxing with us. Good afternoon. How's COVID treating you out there in the UK?
Good afternoon, guys. How are you? It's shit. The same where it is everywhere else in the world at the moment. It's just, you just got to be grateful that I'm healthy and my family are healthy. So that's all you can be grateful for at the moment.
Now, as a manager, is your phone ringing off the hook because your fighters are, I guess, getting anxious, wanting to know when they can get that next paycheck?
Yeah, it was at the start, but I think they know now that that the situation is, listen, any promoter, any manager in the world is lying at the moment if they can tell you an exact date or a time when this is going to end. So we've just got to kind of sit tight. Obviously, we're in lockdown for another 3 weeks before it's another review. And then after that, hopefully the restrictions will ease and the boys can get training again and hopefully get some shows on behind closed doors.
Hey, Sam, Mario Munguia here. Thank you for joining us. Very much appreciated. Glad we finally got you on. This is awesome. So let's talk about the fact that Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, whether or not that's going to pop off when it was supposed to isn't the question, I guess, anymore. Like, they're for sure going to fight, correct? Like, this is a situation where even if we're not getting fights like a year from now, they're going to fight. But is there any chance you think that happens in like a closed door? I mean, that has to have a crowd, correct?
I think a fight like Joe and Dubois, it's going to be very difficult to put the fight behind closed doors, because again, that could affect everything. That and then it's a whole different conversation, isn't it? If the fight's behind closed doors, then the promoters aren't getting their cut of the gate, which is going to be, because I'm told it was near a sellout. It was going to be a sellout, so there's a lot of money going to be lost from the promotional side. But look, we're open to do anything. We're open to fight Daniel Dubois in Joe's garden. It makes no difference. But it's got to make sense for every part. It's got to make sense for Daniel Dubois' team, our team, and the promoter. So I guess we're going to see. But look, the fight is scheduled again for July 11th. If you ask me whether I'm amazingly confident if that fight will go ahead, I'm not. But anything could happen. Like, we could have a great couple of weeks and businesses, and we could get up and running again. The restrictions could be eased, and we could be able to spar. Because the whole problem is, it's not the fight. It's not getting the fight. It's Joe needs another camp. Joe needs a training camp. I'm sure Daniel Dubois needs another training camp. Joe's coach is Ismail Salas. He is in Vegas at the moment. So there's a lot to consider. But look, as I say, I think all boxers are in the same position now, but we've just got to hope and pray that we're able to, the logistics, that we're able to get the fight on.
Sam, how you doing? It's Alex here with you. I had a lot of fun seeing you be real vocal in the press conferences with Joe Joyce and Dubois. I gotta ask you, how much fun did you have, and how important is it for Joyce to really lay it on Dubois on fight night?
Listen, I had fun in that press conference. Me and Joe woke up about 4:00 in the morning. And to get to start, because we had to do live TV in the morning. ITV in our country is like the same as, say, Fox is in your country. It's like a similar thing. So we had to do ITV in the morning. We announced the fight. Then we went to do radio. Then we did the press conference. Me and Joe woke up at 4:00. We had about 5 coffees. And then we were just that. If you hear Joe speaking on that day, he was speaking more than normal. And obviously I was speaking even more than I usually speak. And that's a hell of a lot. So, we had great fun that day. We had great fun. I mean, I told Frank Warren a few things that he might have ruffled his feathers. I told Dubois to his face that he's a great. I told Frank Warren. I said he's gonna need a whole pack of Imodium. I don't know what you think. You know what Imodium is over there? It prevents diarrhea. So I told him he's gonna need a whole pack of that. And then I told Daniel. I saw Pepto-Bismol, all of it. I told Daniel Dubois that he's a great prospect. He looks great. I'm sure he's going to do this and that, but he's beaten nobody, amateur or pro. Joe Joyce, on the other hand, if you only need to look, if you know your boxing, you know who he's beat. So I think that we're going to rob the bank. It's going to be a complete diamond heist.
Mary, did you want to throw a counterpoint?
I'll go one more before we pass you back off to Ness, Sam. This morning we were talking about a fighter named Maurice Lee who came out and was essentially telling everybody that he's getting Errol Spence next. He's a Floyd Mayweather fighter, is Maurice Lee. So I just want to ask you a general question.
Okay, I know Maurice Lee. I know
You know Maurice Lee. Terrific. Great. So then let me just ask you a general question. We were talking about the fact that he... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, carry on. I'm listening to you guys.
Okay. Yeah. So I was wondering the fact that he went out and verbally announced that to the world that he's possibly fighting Errol Spence next. Is it ever a good idea to announce that stuff before it's going to happen? Do you think that was a mistake on his part? And is there any chance that they take away a fight like that from a fighter because of that?
I think it's no good because I think if people know Floyd Mayweather, Floyd always has to be the one that announces fights. And if you go behind his back and you start announcing fights like Amir Khan tried to pre-announce a fight with Floyd Mayweather, and look where that got him. It got him nowhere. And I think if this young kid's associated with Floyd Mayweather, I don't know. It depends, but there's a reason why Errol Spence is obviously planning on fighting himself, because Errol Spence needs a warm-up. Because I saw Errol Spence in America not long ago, and he didn't look that great. Like, he didn't look himself, if you know what I mean. I hope Errol Spence comes back to be the best, to be who he, as I said, to pick up where he left off. But I don't know whether they're kind of keeping under wraps how bad that accident was, but it couldn't have done his body any good. Like a car going 180 miles an hour and landing on his head. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm just hoping. Yeah. I just hope he's back to where. I just hope he makes a full comeback, because I've got Errol Spence in the top 3 pound for pound list when he's on form. I rate Errol Spence massively, and I want to see him fight Terence Crawford like the rest of the world.
Sam, so we got a couple of questions from the people hailing all over the world. First one comes from Atlanta. Intrigues asks, how do you think this fight plays out? Terence Bud Crawford versus Keith one-time Thurman.
Say that again. Errol Spence against, or did you say, Terence Crawford against Keith Thurman?
Correct.
I like Keith Thurman very much, but Keith's had a lot of injuries, and I think Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. So I would go with Terence Crawford, and Keith Thurman's a tough guy, so I would say between 6 and 8. Between 6 and 8, a stoppage for Terence Crawford.
Wow, very precise. Israel Weber in Oklahoma says, thank you for coming on the Boxing Voice. Looking forward to a potential Dubois-Joyce fight. Is the fight postponed, or with the COVID-19 epidemic, is there a general potential of this fight being scrapped altogether? You've already answered that. You said it's back on for July. Just wanted to give him a shout out for taking the time to send you a question. He also says next time you're in Oklahoma, lunch is on him. We have Victor Baluos that says Canelo Alvarez versus...
Tell that kid. Wait, tell that guy from Oklahoma I want him to take me to Joe Exotic Zoo. That's where I want to go, in Oklahoma.
you know, we told him the same thing. He said that it's a further drive for him to get to that zoo than it is from people in Texas. But yeah, we already stuck him with that joke. Good one, Sam. Good one. All right, we got the next one coming from Victor.
Hit me with that next question.
Victor Baluels. I'm always killing his name, but he says Canelo Alvarez versus Jamal Charlo. Who wins and why?
Charlo's, again, I like Charlo. He's a really good fighter. And I mean, since Canelo and all that tainted meat situation, I've kind of not been as big a fan of Canelo as I once was. But I would have to go on current form, I'd have to go Canelo.
Man, you don't know how many fans you just made. We got a little contingency of people that can't speak of Canelo without talking about that tainted meat. So the fact that you just are on their side with that, they're gonna love you. We got a couple.
Yeah,
more.
it's just a fact. It's a fact, isn't it?
So there's no way in your mind that Canelo Alvarez ate contaminated meat.
No, I just think if Billy Joe Saunders or Tyson Fury, or any big big name tainted me. Or for example, imagine if someone like Danny Jacobs. Let's take it back. Imagine if Danny Jacobs, yeah, he ate some tainted meat and it came back. He's going to be labelled as a cheater forever. But people have kind of swept it under the carpet, and it kind of pisses me off a little bit with the Canelo situation. But look, if you're judging him on as a fighter, Canelo's unbelievable. He's amazing. But in my opinion, there's always going to be question marks. And I think Gennady Golovkin beat him twice. So I don't know. But yeah, I would say Canelo against. I would say Canelo. He's a great fighter, but I can't help but judge him on eating pelleted up steaks.
All right. Let me see. The next one is from Cisco Promotion. Says, I have seen you trash talk Joyce's previous opponents during the press conferences in the past. Will you keep that same energy when seeing Dubois? I ask because it seems like he's coming in for the kill. So do you even want to give him even more motivation?
Now, listen, if you watch the press conference with Joyce Dubois, I was my same usual self. I don't trash talk the fight. I just speak truths. And I told Dubois to his face, I said that you have beaten nobody, amateur or pro. He was insulting Joe's blind mother at the press conference. So it is what it is. Daniel Dubois is a good fighter, but name me one man that he's beat. He's beaten nobody. He struggled against Kevin Johnson.
Next one is from James Benitez. Says, King Kong Luis Ortiz, I think once upon a time that was considered an option for Joe. If Joe passes the test with Dubois, will you keep that same energy for Ortiz?
If I'm perfectly honest to that question, because you know I like to be honest, Luis Ortiz is like the plague. He's like AIDS. You don't need it. You just don't need that kind of work. Even though he's 100 years old, he's a 100-year-old problem. So probably not. We'll probably go the country road. We don't need Luis Ortiz when we beat Daniel Dubois.
I love
but
the
look,
honesty.
if it's a fight the fans want to see, we'd make it.
I love the honesty.
It's got to be. If the fans demand it, then that's different. But will we go looking for Luis Ortiz? Hell no.
All right. Trey says, what other options Joyce had before y'all decided on Dubois fight?
Okay, that's a very good question. So we could have fought Filip Hrgović for the European title, but in our country, Filip Hrgović I'm more known than Filip Hrgović, and I'm a nobody. So everybody wanted the Dubois fight. So people want the, as I say, it's a fan-friendly sport, and you've got to give the fans what they want. Joe would fight any man as long as it made sense, as long as the fans wanted to see it, and obviously it makes financial sense. But Joe has told me from day dot, from the first day we signed a deal together, get me the biggest fights. And that's what we've tried to do. And obviously Dubois in Joe's 11th fight is going to be a pay-per-view fight. And that's the biggest fight right now. So that's what we're gonna do. And as for options, Frank Warren didn't really give us that many options, because I think they do believe that Joe's an Olympic silver medalist. He's in a good name for Dubois to beat, and it can kind of kick on from there. But what they don't realize is that just like the Titanic, they tried to get to New York too soon, and that's what they're trying to do in Dubois. They're trying to get into the world title too soon, and they're going to crash right into the iceberg, and that iceberg being Joe.
We got George Foster in the UK says, what's the possibility of Dubois Joyce taking place behind closed doors? You've already answered that, right?
Yeah, there's options. I mean, preferably it needs to be with a crowd because of, as I say, like for the promoter reasons, like it was going to be almost a sellout crowd. So the promotion's going to lose that revenue. So I don't know. Look, anything is possible in this crazy world we're in at the moment. Anything is possible is the answer to that question. Anything is possible. We're open to anything. We want to give the fans. And also, Joe trained hard for that fight. We went to Vegas. We spent thousands of pounds training UFC Institute, training with Salas in Vegas, spending loads and loads of money on that camp. We're ready to fight Daniel Dubois. So hopefully, it gets made sooner, or it gets back on sooner rather than later.
Tracy, don't know where he's from. He says, if you get past Dubois, what is next 2 fights before challenging for a title? What are the next 2 fights?
Okay, so you got to be realistic. We've always wanted the Big Booby Miller fight. So we wanted to fight Big Booby Miller, and we're happy to fight him in New York, London, Vegas, wherever he wants to eat. Fat Burger, it makes no difference. We want to fight Jarrell Miller.
Sam, you're my new favorite manager.
Yo, I'm dying in the background right now.
That's a great fight, man. I mean, the fact that you even want to go that route speaks, just wow. I love that fight, and I think that it's an intelligent move because Big Baby, regardless of the drug testing issue, he has a lot of popularity because of that Anthony Joshua press conference and that possible fight, the whole build up. Joshua still speaks about him, still wants to get his hands on him. So if Joe or any, popular heavyweight could get that first loss on his resume, that speaks leaps and bounds. Good one. So after Big Baby, what would it be?
It's how long you just you got to be realistic, because right now all the titles are held up and all the governing bodies, like say for example Tyson Fury fights Deontay Wilder for a 3rd time. Nobody wants to really see that because they know the outcome. And I love Deontay Wilder, by the way. I'm a massive fan of his, but sometimes you've got to understand what greatness is, and Tyson Fury is the greatest heavyweight since Lennox Lewis. So I don't really want to see that fight, but we are going to see that fight. So then after that, you're going to hopefully see Joshua against Tyson Fury. And if that fight is remotely close, which I don't believe it will be, I think Tyson Fury is going to win the fight, but I can't disrespect Joshua because Joshua is an unbelievable heavyweight. Then you're going to see that fight 2 or 3 times. And then belts are going to be, and then once the belts become vacant, then that's probably more realistic, because again, nobody's going to handpick Joe Joyce as a voluntary defense, because he's big, he's strong, he's relentless, he's got a good chin. You just don't need that shit in your life.
But what about in a mandatory position? Wouldn't he get a shot quicker that way?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The mandatory position is what we get. I mean, we beat Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois has been gifted a number 3 position in the WBO. Joe's, I think, number 11 in the WBC. So yeah, there's always that option. But you've got to make yourself listen. Sometimes the dog that barks the loudest gets Walker. But if he gets a win under his belt, like someone like Jarrell Miller, Daniel Dubois, Jarrell Miller, then Joe's going to be a big player in the heavyweight division, which I already think he is. But realistically, Joe needs a marquee win on his record. And as much as I think that marquee win should have been Jennings, because I think Jennings is a really great fighter that's very underrated heavyweight. It's not quite done it for Joe, so we need the Dubois. Dubois a great win on Joe's resume, but people will just say after that fight that he was too young. The same way they said Canelo was too young when Mayweather fought him and beat him. They're going to give that the same Joe. So then we go to New York. We'll fight Jarrell Miller anywhere. That's a great fight. That's the fight I want for Joe.
All right, we got J Mac in the New Orleans says Demetrius Andre versus Jamal Charlo at 160 pounds.
Great fight. Great fight.
Who do you got? Break it down, please.
So you asked me Andrade against
he's asking you
Charlo, yeah?
He's asking Andrade versus either Charlo, either the 160 pounder or
either Charlo.
Yes.
Oh, it's a hard one because Andrade is very awkward. He's a very long, awkward southpaw, and I rate him very, very. Oh, God, that is a really hard one. I think Andrade beats them both.
All right. We got another one from Coach Mitty in the United Kingdom says, who is Joe Joyce's main trainer going to be? I assume that COVID-19 is a blessing in disguise as it means more time to gel with his new trainer. That's if he actually trains together during lockdown. And finally, can you give us any insight as to why they parted ways with Adam Booth?
Okay, so it's very simple. I'll break it down to you very simple. Training with this one at the okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so Joe was training with Ismail Salas at the very beginning when he was with David Hay. And Joe's relationship, if you look at Joe's performances, it's probably his best performances came under Salas. Now, Joe would never have split up with Ismail Salas if, once the David Hay thing kind of ended, he went to Qatar and he started training the Prince Farhad in Qatar for 3 months, 2-3 months at a time. And Joe didn't have the resources as a professional, as he just turned over, to start traveling to Qatar, flying sparring partners in. But then that kind of put us in a position. And you've got to understand, Joe was 32, 33, 34 at these times. So we move faster. If we see something, we do it. We don't wait. We don't wait for anything to happen. We make those moves. We've got to be ruthless because of his age. Now, as I say, we went to Adam Booth. Adam Booth, a great trainer in the United Kingdom, really, really great trainer, very well-respected trainer. But as soon as we thought this Ismail Salas, Joe trains better abroad as well. That's another reason. Joe trains better with zero distractions. So we wanted to go to the United States. Salas was available, and the chemistry those two have is fantastic. So that's the reason why, and that will always be Joe's coach.
All right, we got Osiris Boxing. Now, he's not sure. I believe you're only a manager. Do you also promote? Because he's asking.
Say again?
Do you also promote, or are you just a manager?
I can do everything. But right now, I'm just a manager, but I can do everything. Who knows in the future? I get asked that all the time, whether I'm going to do promoting, and you don't know. You don't know. Maybe one day, maybe I'm destined to be a promoter. Who knows? But right now, I've got a job to do for my fighters that I have. I've got a really great stable of fighters. I've just signed a very young multi-time national champion who I'm really, really, really excited about. John Hedges. He's 6'5" and he's a super middleweight. He's 18 years old. He's gonna really make some noise in boxing.
So let's, I guess, try to answer his question. He says, what qualifies you as a manager, or how did you get into managing?
My first who asked that question, by the way? Who asked that question?
Osiris Boxing. Sounds like he's from the UK, the way he put it.
Osiris Boxing. There's loads of articles about how I got into boxing. Basically, my first deal in boxing was getting Savannah Marshall on the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor undercard. And I met Floyd personally. I got in contact with Floyd through one of his friends who actually directed the film All Eyes on Me. In the film, it's Deshaun Wayne. I don't know whether you know him, but he's a close friend of Floyd Mayweather. I got in contact with him, and I did that deal. And that kind of put me on the map kind of thing, because obviously it's a great first deal to do. My first deal in boxing was with Floyd Mayweather, so that's where it all came about from, and that's how I kind of got into boxing. And it just so happens I'm great at it.
I love it. Listen, we got one more from Big Casual. Says, do you think Joe Joyce is ready for a Deontay Wilder fight if he wins in the trilogy?
Okay, so you know the Deontay Wilder situation. Do you know what I hated? When Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, right? When they started saying, oh, he's a bum, he's only got this. Deontay Wilder is a beast. Listen, let's get this right. He's an absolute beast. The hardest punching heavyweight with things into George Foreman, a prime Mike Tyson. His stats say he's the hardest puncher of all time. So the way, Joe has many ways to beat Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder has the power to put. He could go down a local zoo, lean over the fence, and tranquilize an animal with his right hand. So unless Deontay Wilder's bringing something to the table, anymore, then she's not someone you'd handpick to fight. Do you understand what I mean? But yes, 100%, Joe would love to fight Deontay Wilder, if you answered your question. But me personally, I would shit my pants if I saw Joe fight Deontay Wilder, because I know Deontay's a heavy-handed bastard.
But you don't think Big Baby? I mean, obviously, Big Baby's power doesn't compare to Wilder, and no one ever has compared it. But you don't think he's equally as
Joe,
dangerous in his own right?
by the way, Big Baby's my guy. Like, I see Big Baby all the time. We've ate burgers together before. But Joe Joyce would beat Big Booby Miller within an inch of his life. Trust me.
All right. Well, Sam, I guess my last one, those are all the questions from the people. What could you tell us about Guido Villanella? We had him on the show not too long ago. How'd you connect with him, and what do you see for him?
Okay, so how I signed Guido. Guido is like my little baby. Like I turned him pro, got him signed with Top Rank. Guido had no sparring all the time. Like everyone knows in Italy, it's not really a big boxing place. So when Guido was preparing for the Olympics, he had no sparring. But he had WSB, the World Series of Boxing. I don't know if it's the World Series of Boxing. He came over to the gym. One of his friends reached out to me and said, "Oh, Sam, Guido needs sparring. Can we bring him over to David Hayes' gym in London?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. We always need sparring." So we brought him over. He couldn't speak a word of English. And I'm going to be honest, he got in the ring, and Joe was like not really prepared for it. So Guido took it to Joe like he was literally going for him. He was trying to kill Joe. So and Joe got out of the ring. He was really, really annoyed, and they had great sparring all week. So this kid is phenomenal. Like with a bit of proper training, this kid's got it all. I mean, he's good looking. He's a nice person. He's got an amazing jab. Like he can be something very special. And like I'm telling you now, he can go all the way, Guido.
Yeah, man, we had a very good interview with him. He told us about his sparring with Tyson, and now he seems like he's going to be someone that we should be paying attention to. When obviously COVID took place, so can you give us any, old news? When were the U.S. public going to get to see him on TV since he signed a Top Rank? Did he have a date that got scrapped?
Yeah, he was going to fight on March 28th in Canada on a time. I can't remember the guys. My mind's gone blank. I don't know who was headlining the show. Not Rebecca. I can't remember. But he was due to fight in Canada on ESPN on March the 28th, and that got cancelled.
Well, all right. Well, Sam, man, those are all our questions. I want to thank you, obviously, for taking out the time to come on and talk a little bit of boxing. If you can, please give out any social media. I have been screen sharing your Instagram, so they have that. But you can always say that regardless for the proper spelling. And thank you again.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Jones, the manager of multiple top talents in the United Kingdom. Very interesting story. And I think it's interesting because it's like, wait, you got your start in America. That was pretty cool. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing, obviously. I like Guido. I think Guido is going to, like he said, be something, especially with Top Rank. They're going to definitely bring him on properly. That being said, I guess we can final thought it and go out to the phone lines. Anything you want to add, Cash? I was about to say Cash, Enrique. Cash, Mario?
Final thoughts, man. Maurice Lee and Errol Spence. We're going to see fights like that this year.
Yeah, I think you're right now, to be honest with you. And it's a little disappointing, but I think it's disappointing because I was expecting way too much. Like, I blame myself for that. But, and to be honest with you, that's not the only – well, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Listen, I guess in their minds, there's people are starved for boxing, so they'll watch anything. My whole thing is if people are starved for boxing – and they're home, like, put on fights that might make people fans. Like, you know what I mean? People that are casuals or people that don't even really watch boxing at all. You know, let's get some fights on there.
Keyword might. Maurice Lee might gain some popularity, you know? I mean, you have factors where you say, oh, he's an 8-round fighter.
I'm talking more about matchmaking, though.
Matchmaking, yeah, it's gonna be tough, man, because it's a door that matters when it becomes big names, right?
Yeah,
as
right.
part of the deal. So I think the reason of a guy like Maurice Lee, is that we can't afford, to put on.
Maurice goes 12 rounds. Nah.
Yo, what if Maurice scores a knockout?
I think Maurice. I'm hoping that Maurice's sake that he can go to 12 without getting. If he goes 12 without being put away, I think it'll do a lot of good for his career. Even if he loses, like it's a step up for Maurice. You better be in there doing the right thing.
The plus side though is that all these fighters that are like Maurice, they will be getting recognition.
Yeah, man, listen. You're right. This is the way to get recognition. But I remember it was like Ashley Theophane. He brought it up too. It was like this. Like Theophane wasn't announced, and it was kind of rumored, and then he got it. The only difference now is we on COVID. We don't know when we really coming back. I don't know that it was the best thing for him to go ahead and tell everyone that he's getting it like that. Cause if Errol receives negative feedback on his social media, he might be like, I don't want that fight. Give me Josecito Lopez. You know what I mean? Because he might have his ego in there. You know what I mean? So Maurice should have kind of maybe stood quiet. I mean, look, I love it for the reporting of it, but I would have probably stood quiet, man. You know what I mean? Unless I was told, because you never know. You never know. Now they pay attention to social media, so maybe he was like, "Yo, put it out, see how it sounds, see what the people say, see how we react." You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a great.
It's a filler. It's a filler.
God, that would be so messed up if they did that to him. If they were like, "Yo, put it out on social media," but in the background they're thinking, "All right, we're gonna see how much shit we get."
I don't
this.
even
if we
think
don't
it's
get a ton of shit. We'll go through with it. If
I
we
think
get a
that's
bunch of shit,
typical though.
Yo, I don't even think it's in the background. Yeah. I think you put that on the fighter himself. In this day and age, you think I preach this shit for no reason? You put that. You put it on. Put it out. Put it out. Let's see how they receive it on your own for social media. Let's see how the world pick it up. Because these guys think they hot. If you think you hot, well, make waves. And let me tell you, he chose the right name to say, because I don't know that we would be reporting on it if it wasn't Errol Spence. So Maurice is it's moving. This piece of news has legs, and other people are speaking about it. Videos are being done, articles are being written, because this has legs. We'll see what comes of it. Obviously, again, COVID, man. But let me go out to these sponsors and jump out to these callers, man. You know the number to call in and give your opinion on today's topic. Once again, we're talking, who is Maurice Lee? If you don't know, we informed you. And you can hit rewind. And he's claiming that he is going to get an Errol Spence fight. And he's also promoted by Mayweather Promotions and Mayweather himself. So who is Maurice Lee? He's a Mayweather promoted fighter.
Ness, real quick, Ness, don't mean to interrupt, but was he chosen by Earl? And he's talking like this?
We don't know. He said he was told. The only person that could tell him is his team, Floyd, and them. He said he was told he got the fight.
Because it would be kind of dope if we found out that Earl was like, I want that guy right there. Yeah,
I mean, they probably gave him names, and maybe he was one of the 3 or 5 names that they gave the champ.
Like, fuck it, I'm gonna give him, because I think of Earl as a cool dude too. He probably looking at.
I mean, I don't think Earl gave him an opportunity, dog, because the first thing he called him was bitch ass.
Oh, so you think Earl was like, yeah, I want him. He easy work.
No, I don't think. Again, I don't think Earl said that, because he said, "I'm a dog, Earl. He's a this, that, and the third." Like, y'all heard the audio. Like, he ain't being respectful. Like, man, shout out to Errol Spence, gave me an opportunity. Look, Earl, I know you giving me a shot, and you probably think I'm a tune-up, but look, man, I got to do my thing. My family, everything. It's my turn to eat. You been a champ. It's my. You could do it like that, but he ain't. He like, I'm a dog.
Whip your ass like you robbed me.
Yeah, I'm gonna whip you like you stole something. I'm gonna dog him out. He ain't give glory to God. Like, he ain't on Earl's side. They ain't friends. That ain't how friends talk.
But what if Floyd said, "Yo, you gonna be fighting this year because that's what we gonna put out there. Your level fights. You want to fight Earl?"
Bruh, I don't even know what that means. Because if you Floyd and you telling Maurice, do you want to fight Earl? How do you think he thinks that's a bad level fight? For him, he getting a title shot at 2 belts. You get it?
Yeah, but what if he puts it on the side and does the whole appeal, like a no contest fight?
That's different.
Earl.
That's different. But he still take it because Earl's name. You still the guy to beat Earl. You still gave him the first loss. You ain't get the shots, but you going to get that ranking, the clout. You're going to be a celeb. You're going to be a celeb. You're going to be a celeb. Let's go out to these callers. Yeah.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember, we're looking for your thoughts. Who is Maurice Lee? Mayweather promoted Lee claims to have a fight with Errol Spence in the works. Welterweight Maurice Lee is 12-1-2, 5 KOs. And he's surfaced on the internet as a low-key opponent for Errol Spence. Claims
is he ambitious or victorious? Because
he used to be ambitious, Lee.
Now he's victorious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he claims that they're in the midst of negotiating with unified title holder Errol Spence, who's 26-0, 21 KOs. Obviously, Earl's coming off that crazy, scary car wreck, and it's pretty safe to assume that he shouldn't jump right in the ring with top-level opposition, test the waters. Of course, we're asking your thoughts as, what do you think about this potential fight for Earl, and do you consider him being Maurice Lee a tune-up? Because he doesn't view himself as a tune-up, though. He's going for the gusto. All right, let's see who we got. We're going out.
As he should.
To Brandon, Cincinnati. What up? Good morning.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
Very well.
All right, brother. How are you?
I'm chilling. I'm hanging in there. Yeah, this is a tune-up garbage fight. This shit better be on free TV and an audienceless fight with nobody in the crowd. His name is Maurice. That's my middle name. That's my father's name. So I'm going to ride with him strictly because of his name being Maurice. But this is a terrible matchup. If you want to do a tune-up shit, get Mauricio Herrera. I mean, his name's kind of close to Maurice, and we kind of know him. Hell, do Leonardo Tyner. I mean, somebody we've actually heard of. So, I don't know. Roz Salka even, maybe. Shit. PBC guys like beating up Roz Salka for tune-ups and Adrian Granados. So, I don't understand this Maurice Lee kid. But that's my call. Yeah, this is garbage. But y'all keep up the good work.
I mean, Virgil Ortiz just killed Mauricio Herrera. Like, the last time we seen him, he died. So,
he mentioned Leonardo Tyner.
Yeah, and the last time
man's 44.
The last time we seen Leonardo Tyner, he was having an exhibition in Las Vegas in Sean Porter's gym. Like, I hate to say that he's on some hating shit, but that sounds a little weird. You know what I mean? Those options, like, how is an up and coming dude worse than a truly retired? Because Mauricio announced retirement after Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz knocked him out, so it's like he's retired. Tyner's 44 and never won a world title. At least Mauricio, I think, had an interim title that he lost to Jose Benavidez. But all right, man, keeping it moving. We going out to Getty in Harlem. Good morning.
Yo, good morning, man. Yo, bless y'all. Yo, Ness, just come back to me later real quick.
All right. We're going out to Boomerang in the New Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all.
a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Terrence.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him. You want to bet?
You bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, champ.
Hey, it was very delightful to hear that guy have a great pick and talk some common sense about Andrade beating both of those cellos. That's gonna be my new question that I'm pumping out here. Tired of everybody knowing Bud go beat Errol ass. Makes no sense to keep asking the question. Errol fighting I don't know if it's true. Is this dude like a water boy? I mean, a water driver or something?
I don't know if he has
a water boy.
I don't know if he has a daytime job, but I mean, Gabriel Rosado once upon a time worked at Home Depot. You know.
Hey, we not talking about Rosado. We talking about EJ out here beating up on them.
Brian Jennings was a boiler worker. You know what I'm saying?
We talking about EJ opponent. He out here fighting the fucking water boy, Bobby Boucher. He might as well line him up, put him in the ring and stuff like that. That's what I mean, man, look, I guess if that's the best ever could do on his comeback, he need to get his lines together. He don't want no tune up. Maybe he need a tune up. Now he fighting the water boy.
Yeah, I called him Bobby Boucher.
It's hilarious that like the fan in him, right? Like obviously he's a Bud fan, so it doesn't allow him to be like at least like sane or like fair. Like he like Earl doesn't deserve a tune-up off that accident. Like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, you know the butt tenders, they want his head.
Bro, but Terrence already said I don't want to fight him like that. Terrence already proclaimed he wants him to get a tune-up because he don't want nobody saying that, you know, he ain't beat a real Earl. So I don't get it. Like, what else they want? My man don't want it right now, and it's good of him. Like, he's thinking properly. Like, it's like the same thing I say to Intrigue. Like, stop pumping this Thurman fight. Let Thurman get a tune-up. Let's see. Look at what Sam Jones said. Yo, he had way too many injuries. You know what I'm saying? We got to see, is he good off the injury? Why you think Andre Ward did 2 fights, then Kovalev? He's seen as his shoulder good. Then he fought Barrera and Alexander Brand, boom. Then 2 Kovalev fights. Like, I mean, that's just intelligent. That's just, you know, making the right moves to get to the right place. But I guess it's not the same for everyone. Rue, you're right. Earl did say he didn't need a tune-up. So now you're not entitled to reassess things with your team. You're not a human being. You don't have aches. You don't have aches and pains. Like, we can't imagine whiplash. We've never been in our own accident and know that months later you get a back pain from that accident when you got hit in the back, when you was blindsided. Like, why are people so cruel? What did Earl say when he had his interview with Ray Flores? People are just cruel. That's it. Very cruel. You want to fight so bad that you're gonna go and just like lower your standards as a human being. Don't have empathy or sympathy, you know? Like, hold people to their words after they survived an accident they shouldn't have survived. You want to hold them to those words. Like, you guys really need to look in the mirror.
I participated in Border Wars, and after the fight, I felt stiff. You know, I couldn't turn completely my neck. So imagine a car accident and then go into a fight. Come on.
No, that's what some experts say, that, like, you know, you can kind of compare like getting into like, you know, a fight, a real like UFC fight or even boxing fight, just combat. Like, you can compare it to being like in a car accident. You take hits, man. I got no hate if Earl's taking a tune-up. Like, Earl, yeah, so what if he said that he don't need a tune-up? I mean, he's probably feeling great, but at the end of the day, you say a lot of shit, but you got to go back and really talk to your team and really do the right thing. Like, let's say he don't need a tune-up. he gonna wash Maurice, and we gonna be done with it. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's good to play the safe card, man. Especially after something like that.
Yeah,
Can't be hating on the man.
We don't know what sort of head trauma. Like, my man gotta take punches. Like, y'all bugging, man. Yo, at least if he would have had a hard top. You know what I mean? Like, people not putting the accident into perspective, man. It's a miracle that he is alive. You know what I mean?
We need the new miracle man.
We need to definitely, go into this tipping our toes into the water, man, little by little. There's nothing wrong with that. If he needs to be stripped, he needs to be stripped. You got to understand, my energy's always been the same. People just forget because they get clouded on the daily topic, right? Like, when AJ lost, I wanted to give AJ fucking David Allen. I said David Allen, why? Because these dudes are stars that have such financial upside that I would treat them with kid gloves, because I don't want to lose that fucking unlimited amount of money. Look, they are better at what they do than me. And they went right into the immediate rematch, made even more money, got an even bigger site fee, took it to Saudi Arabia, made history, all that shit. But I still sympathize with everyone. I still give them tune-ups that they deserve, whether they want them or don't. So I gave AJ 2 tune-ups. I'm giving Earl 2 tune-ups. Why not? I was giving Wilder, take the step aside, get a tune-up.
Yeah, you was doing that.
Because I like this is the only sport I love. I'm not about to go turn this TV off and turn another one on and watch basketball or something. So, like, why would I want AJ to be finished? Why would I want Wilder to be done? Why would I want Earl for it to have been the last fight of his career? Like, these dudes just, it's sad, man. It's sad.
But the thing, it's the thing that we got to let's put the lupa on this fighter real quick. Just for those people that mentioned a couple of names that, Maurice Herrera, Leonardo Tyner. Look at who his tune-up is, right? Quote unquote. You got a young, hungry lion who has nothing to lose, everything to gain. Why would I put him against as a tune-up against a Maurice or any of the old dudes and shit that, you know what I'm saying? Earl's basically, more apt to like walking through, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be stronger, faster. This is a young, hungry, strong, tall fighter, you know what I'm saying? Who's been in the gym a long time. Y'all might not have got wind of him. Don't, a lot of people go off a resume, and resume is very important, but like at the end of the day, this is a dog.
At the end of the day, you want to see what Earl presents. Did he lose his twitches? Did he lose his speed, his reflexes? Is he too defensive? And a guy like Maurice Lee, who fights in the doghouse, right? And I use their quotes. He may show something. He may have sparred with Errol Spence once upon a time. He may seen Errol Spence spar. So it's a good matchup to wet out taste buds.
But assumptions aside, okay, this fight goes off, and because I understand the ideas of a Maurice Herrera and what that means. Like, there's levels to this. Right now, no matter how hungry a fighter is, the skill set and the levels are the things that offset certain fighters from others. So it's not like I could go in there as hungry as I am and make any sort of splash, right? But in this situation, we have to look at it and we have to take from it what we can. What are we going to take from him beating Maurice? What are we going to take from it?
That he's able to hit and take punches.
Exactly. That's the only thing. And first of all, I don't even think we say that proves that he can go back to that level, because there's a difference between taking punches. There's levels to taking punches. So this fight accomplishes one thing, and that's it. And we report on this. We do a post fight on this. The only story is that, okay, Errol Spence, he can move still, like he can, you know what I mean? I don't know. To me, I would rather see him in there with a veteran who is going to be able to tax him in other ways that aren't just straightforward. You know what I mean? I just don't know anything or enough about Maurice, and I don't want to seem like a hater. I really don't. And just looking at some stuff on YouTube, he looks, he moves pretty well, and he's got a body. He's a pretty decent little athlete from what I can see. But I don't know. I'd still appreciate the name recognition, I guess. But
so you think like a older dude like a Maurice would bring like more?
I wouldn't mind
more problems. Yeah. You think he'd bring more problems?
Bruh, Maurice,
I think so.
Did you watch his last fight, or do you just want to pander to bud tenders?
But
he
you
just
understand,
got. Let me finish my sentence.
I
didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. I let you
this
speak.
Isn't a debate. Like
I let you speak though. Let me get my thought out.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're just pandering to this like fraction of people.
Bro, I didn't even hear who said anything.
Shit,
I didn't hear who
man.
said anything. So you're wrong. I'm not gonna let you get off something
champ.
that is fully wrong. I'm not gonna let you get off something that's wrong. That's not true. I'm not pandering to anybody, and I'm not talking about Maurice. You're trying to make me live and die on this Maurice Herrera sword. All I'm saying is that a name like Maurice Herrera makes sense. Somebody who is essentially a shot fighter, but has that name value recognition, I think at least
so
furthers
you felt
you
the
in a
need
way.
to reiterate your thought again. You didn't get it out the first
I have
time?
the need to make you clarify and understand fully because you clearly weren't paying attention.
Sure, champ.
That's okay too. That's okay. It's
We
not a
all
problem.
know you want the guy that was knocked out in one round because you want to pander to a certain group of people.
Well, we know you were on the phone while I was talking and wasn't paying attention to me, so it's all good. No problem.
I hear you, Chip. I mean, you want Mauricio Herrera. He's done exactly what?
All right, well, who else besides Mauricio Herrera? Herrera's a terrible choice.
Let's stick with the names. Fucking
like there's got to be another guy that presents the same type of problems that Mario's talking about, but ain't that washed. Mauricio's a little washed right now.
Mauricio's a little washed.
Who's another guy that you could bring to the table?
Leonardo Tyner's not washed. He's never been a champion, an interim champion, and he's 44. He's not washed either. Dude, let's move on. There's other callers, man. There's other callers. To waste time on ridiculousness is a waste of time. Israel in Oklahoma, talk to me. Israel just listening right now, going once, twice. Jay from Colorado, talk to me. Jay going once, twice. All right.
Ness. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
Yes,
sir. My bad. Yo, this is the first time Mario said some shit, and I wholeheartedly agreed on it. We're talking about this dude that we never heard of. My bad, I never heard of because y'all be in the gym. This dude is like ranked. What do we use on the Boxing Voice? We use BoxRec. Dude is like ranked 250. You feel me? What are we gonna get after Errol handles this dude? You feel me? We need to give him a name. Like at the end of the day, he said he doesn't need a tune-up. So what do? We give him a tune-up, but you got to give him a name like Ugas. You feel me?
What the fuck? Ugas ain't no tune-up.
Yeah. But who is he gonna fight after Ugas? Look. This is Errol's fight plan. He wants to fight Crawford or Pacquiao, right? You're not gonna fight nobody 200th in the world to get you right for Pacquiao and Bud or even Keith.
Bruh, you gotta get right with you first before worrying about Pacquiao and Bud.
All right, well, at least Jamal James. Can we say that? Jamal James. That's a good tune-up for Errol. But not no 200 dude. You got to give him top 15, top 20. Because you got to give him a dude that's going to show us that he's still the killer that he was before the accident.
I don't listen. See, Troy, man, in Baltimore, he ain't there. But let me tell you, he said, do your history. It's history, boxing, blah. I recommended on Untitled George Foreman. Bruh, do you know the level of opposition that George Foreman fought on his comeback? Do you know the amount of articles that's out there? Fight after fight. 10 straight fights that were straight up nobodies. Do you know that after Ali beat Foreman, he retired? He retired. Was it Foreman or was it Frazier that he lost to? No, he beat Frazier, lost to Ali, and retired for 10 straight years. Became a fucking priest and weighed like 330 pounds. It was like watching the Tyson Fury story all over again. I promise you. I told y'all to go watch that shit. It's on Epics. It's official. And listen, I watched the Michael Moore fight as a kid. I remember that shit. I remember Big George. I remember Big George as my HBO commentator because I'm from the I'm from that era. I'm from that era where HBO, the sound flew through through New York City like you know what I'm saying? So I remember Big George going at it with Larry Merchant because Merchant ain't no fighter and George was a fighter. But George was on his comeback trail when HBO decided to use him, and he had fought lesser opposition, then got a world title shot versus Evander and lost, but he fought valiantly. And it's so funny to hear history give George massive respect for a loss the way that I give fighters respect for a loss when they fight violently. It was just so fucking reassuring that I'm doing the right thing. George got so much publicity. Yo, I'm spoiling the whole shit, but it's still well put together and worth the watch. It's on the cable channel Epics. It's called Foreman, or maybe George Foreman. It has him in it, his son. It's really dope, man. It's really dope. But bruh, it gave me so much insight. Matter of fact, you get to see so many fights. Go watch the Frazier fight. You know, the fact that boxing is so disrespectful, it's crazy. If you don't watch Joe Frazier versus George Foreman and see Deontay Wilder and Foreman, you are nothing but a liar. You're nothing but a liar. And I don't even want to ever hear your opinion anymore. I'm going to ignore you anytime you call in because it would be an absolute lie. I promise you. I mean, people talk about Wilder being wild. Whoa. I mean, go watch these fights, bro. It's crazy that they want me to watch history, man. George was back foot in the air, started at 17. You know, just a very good documentary for sure. I never knew, listen, the dude was out here fighting before I was born. He was fighting before I was born, man. But it's so crazy. He had this Floyd Mayweather swag about him back in the day. You know what I'm saying? When he beat a prime Frazier, he mimicked himself after Sonny Liston. So he was like a bad boy. And man, he dressed flamboyant. It was crazy, man. But then he lost to Ali, and that shit broke him, bro. He said literally that he was in the back. Yo, dude, he was in the back. It reminded me of my uncle. I promise you. They say he was in the back in the locker room after Ali beat him. And I mean, not they say. He said. This is him. Like I said, he's on this shit. He says he went crazy for 1 hour straight. Just like he got the Holy Spirit. He didn't use the word Holy Spirit, but all he was doing was saying, praise Jesus. Like that he see God, you know, the God told him that, like he just had a whole, and mind you, like I said, after that he retired and became a pastor for 10 years. He really became Big George. He was fighting at 220, champ, and blew up to 3-something.
Yeah, he was the Wilder of his time, man.
Bro,
and like
it's so crazy. No, because he's a mixture of Fury. He's a mixture of Fury with ballooning and look, you know, Fury came back on his Christ shit too. But it's so crazy that back then there wasn't internet, so he still felt the media. He was like, yo, you know, I got with Bob Arum, and Bob is in it. Oh my God, they show so much footage of young Bob and
I can't wait to see it.
No,
bro.
it's
I'm
amazing. For me. I guess it's amazing for me, just like the book Dark Horse was amazing for me because like you've talked about these people, you've met these people, you've interviewed them, and then just like, damn, because yo, that predates me. Like this dude was out there fighting before my birth. You know what I mean? So. Big George, man, but the story of Big George, look at all the respect that he gets right now. Now, obviously just is deserved because after he lost to Evander is when he got even more popular because he fought so well and He got that's where he got all the endorsements. My man was selling hot dogs, everything. He became huge. So Michael Moore was this undefeated heavyweight. Again, another fight I remember watching with my dad. This is what I'm saying. This is why to me it was amazing. To me, Michael Moore was just a heavyweight. I never bothered as a journalist to go back and check Michael Moore. Yo, my man started, I think, as either a welterweight or a 160 pounder. And he came up. And he was 26-0, and he beat Evander. And off of beating Evander, nothing was bigger than George. Even off of loss, George was the most popular fighter. George was the dude to call out and get your payday. But that shit ain't go right for Michael Moore. And again, I remember watching that fight live on HBO. And now to get that history of everything behind the scenes, it's crazy, man. That documentary is worth the time, man. I remember that fight. Man, Rue, get the fuck out of here. I watched that fight live, man. He said, bro, this guy said Moore took a dive. Bro, he got hit. He got blinded with that right hand. He got blinded with the jab and got hit with 2 straight flush right hands, bro. From a dude almost 100 pounds heavier than him. Get out of here, bro. Come on, man.
Yo, he wasn't in the best shape too, Michael Moore.
No, you crazy. You crazy.
He wasn't the best shape.
Nah, he was in great shape. He was in great shape. No. Unless it was genetics. Unless it was genetics.
Well, yeah, look, he started at 170, I think. The light heavyweight division in pros.
No, 160 it said in the documentary.
Oh, he must have had some unsanctioned fights. So they're definitely not on BoxRec.
Oh, wow. Okay, so light heavyweight, that's still impressive. Light heavyweight, cruiserweight, heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
No, not two divisions.
He was champion in all them divisions. That's crazy. And stood undefeated. I wish now I would have watched his whole career because he only had 26 fights. How the fuck was he flying through divisions that quickly with 26 fights? Think about that. Like, Earl got like 26 fights right now. That's like Earl going through 3 divisions. Like, he was just jumping up, becoming champ then. That's crazy.
Bro, he went straight from light heavy to heavyweight. Like, he ain't even like going a cruiserweight. He went straight heavy.
No, he got to have a cruiserweight. Damn. See, then that documentary is all wrong. That would be sad because they mentioned 3 divisions, man.
Nah, I'm only seeing, unless he's talking about catch weights, we got a couple of catch weights he had at 172,
but 171. Was a title on the line? All you got to do is look to the middle.
Yeah, the middle. I'm not.
Let me see. I'm here with you. I see 60 right here, bro. What you doing? This is a different Michael Moore. Shit. Not him.
Yeah, I got Michael Moore more.
Not him.
52-4. Southpaw. Michael
D.
Moore with double M.
Where's his box rec, though? This gave me the fucking... I don't want that. I want this. No.
But he did fight Evander, though, at 214 they weighed in at. I don't know what was going on. Cruiserweight is 200, right? 200
yeah.
So it's a match, right? Yeah, unless these was catch weights, but it looks like, he would fluctuate from fight to fight. Like, 210 in one fight, 249 in another one.
Here we go.
His fluctuation was crazy.
Champ, bro. Wow. You ain't lying. I see 175 straight to 213. What the freakers?
He must have been sitting on the couch like, book it. He probably was looking at the George Foreman fight like an easy fight too. I bet you he was, because you got old George coming in big, and George for the
he
most
was trying
part
to knock
wasn't a
out
defensive
George. He was Evander's in the documentary too, and Evander's like, you see, I beat George, but I hit George with 17 punches. And he ain't go down. I knew I couldn't knock him out, so I start winning. Evander took the whole 12th round off like De La Hoya did, except De La Hoya took like 3 rounds off versus Tito. We got to watch that on Film Study Tuesday, too. I never went back and watched De La Hoya versus Tito Trinidad ever in my life. Only watching it live with my dad. I never went back and watched that. Or never went back and watched Bernard Hopkins' De La Hoya either. I remember being so mad at De La Hoya. I wasn't even a De La Hoya fan, but I thought that punch to De La Hoya is like, back then I didn't know. I never was in the, the ring like that. So it's like, bro, I thought he took a dive. Like, how the fuck, man, that fake ass body shot? But yo, De La Hoya got aired out. Let me go out to some
he
callers.
said right afterwards, he hit me right on the button. And right when he said that, I was like, damn, I bet that shit was fake. Like, it just seemed like such a great line to say.
Yo, not
You know
only that, right after that, motherfucking Bernard announces he's 5% owner. Shane Mosley announces he's 5%. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck? And then it's like you find out that's Bernard's first $10 million payday. I'm like, what? Man, did he really take a dive? I don't know. Like, you know,
He hit me right on the button.
I don't even do dives. Like, I don't believe that exists, honestly. I don't believe people would get in the ring and, like, fake it. Maybe on a club level, you know, where you like a Home Depot worker, you work in a 9 to 5 and they called you like, hey, and you know, you ain't trying to get beat up. You see you can't beat the dude. You take a few punches and you take your knee. And that's different. But a dive on that level, I don't believe that exists, man. I can't believe that, you know, a person morally could live with that. I mean, I guess the money makes you live with anything. I know what your argument. No, I know the argument, but I'm just saying I think personally they wouldn't be able to live with that. That being said, let's jump out to who? Seattle.
Mr. PBC, baby.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believes he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife. Cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
What up?
Yo, what's good? Hey, I like whoever said Bud Benders. I've never heard that one. With Errol Spence, I think that can do what he wants, really, when you're at that level. Choose whatever you want. There's a lot of time that happened. A lot of things that happened in between him recovering, COVID-19, car accident, shit. Duke can do what he wants. And just like, you know, Terrence chose crab and lobsters, pretty sure Errol can do that too. Same thing with Tyson Fury choosing to warm ups and shit like that. Shit can happen. That's my call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right, man. Tyson Fury definitely took Safada and some other people. Mari, we got some names over here. Let me see. Let me refresh in case I'm wrong.
Sorry. I didn't see any of them.
Yeah, you be falling asleep. You stay falling asleep. We're going out to Orlando, Florida.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño, Vicky Davis, Víctor Trinidad.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch the gloves and go to work. Let's go to work.
Yo, what up, y'all?
What up?
What up? Ain't nothing much, man. Yeah, man, good show this morning, man. That dude Sam Jones, man, he was funny, man. He made me laugh, and he was a good interview. I really liked how he kept it real about Luis Ortiz too, man. You don't hear people come out and say it too often that, you know, that's the road you don't travel. You don't go fight Luis Ortiz. Like he said, we take the countryside route instead. You know what I mean? And I respected that because we all know that, but people just don't come out and say that too often. And as far as Errol Spence, man, you know, listen, I agree. He should be fighting somebody higher ranked. He should be fighting somebody a little better. I don't have a problem with him taking a tune-up. I just think that it should be somebody a little higher than 250 ranked. You know what I mean? I mean, damn, give me top 50, bro. Like, you could do a little bit better. You know, but again, like I said, I don't have a problem with a tune-up. It's just the level of tune-up. It should be a little bit more than that. And have something else.
Yo, the people keep asking for the name.
I got the next hit, man. I might be too old though. Like, that shit might not fly with everybody. Like,
yeah, cut that old shit out.
What's the first thing come to mind when I say T-Pain?
Auto-tune?
Yeah, auto-tune.
That's it? No one's going to say anything negative? All right.
I like T-Pain.
Yo.
Mass Singer?
Remember that song, Bartender?
Yeah, that was a dope
song.
With Akon?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm looking for the remix. I'm looking for the remix.
Oh, bartender.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm looking for the talented rapper
Yo, didn't even
Intrigue.
catch.
I'm looking for the talented rapper in Intrigue who already has a Keith Thurman thing. So you need to redo T-Pain and Akon's Bartender. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Give me just 16, one verse. You don't need the whole, 3 minutes. Nah, 16. That's easy. Get the beat, get the flow. I just
Yo,
read the
I know you love me in
iTunes.
with that shit, but it would sound so good though. Like I'm with the bartenders. Like that's
Don't help, because the most talented is the most talented. I think we got to move Freestyle Fridays to like Saturdays, do its own thing. It's got to be its own show, own title, own show. It's growing, and I think with ideas like this, that shows the talent too. You know what I mean? Obviously,
Start dropping hot 16s out here, Ness. We're gonna have to go in.
Nah, not me. I don't got no skills, but
come on, Chant. Warm up, Chant.
I ain't got no skills, but Intrigue, I leave that in your hands, man. That is a hit album right there amongst the boxing community. Let me go out to, who do we got here? Oh, let's just go to Intrigue. You know what I mean? You are up anyway. Atlanta, what's up?
Hell no. He mad because I get the better fights. He mad because they still like me more. He mad because I got better numbers. He mad because he can't beat Keith Thurman. That's why he mad. Hell no. So once I get on that stage and I come at you, better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. I'm telling you.
What's good? What's good?
What up? What up? Yo, you up for the task?
I do some. I always take out some bud tenders, bud scouts, all of that. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing. when the studio open back up, I got you, Ness. But you might not be happy with what I got to say, because from what I'm hearing the conversation, I missed the whole show, but I'm catching the end. So it sounds like Karma's a motherfucker that folks is roasting Spence for his tune-up fight. When all them years, Spence was roasting Thurman for his tune-up, which was not even a tune-up against Josito Lopez. Why can't Spence come back and fight Josito Lopez? Shows Thurman up. Fight Josito Lopez.
Bruh. I know this your call, but Thurman was not in that. Thurman had hand and elbow surgery. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I get it. But boy, you know what the difference is? What did Thurman say? Thurman said, I need a tune-up. What is Errol saying? Errol said, man, I'm hitting harder than ever. I'm knocking heavyweights out. We can't even hold the punching bag. He hitting so hard. I can fight the top 10.
Cut it.
Why are we not allowed to change our mind? It's 2020, man. Why? Like, why? What's up with y'all, man? Come on, man. Like, this is his career. This is his career. He's not allowed to change his mind for the better of his career? Come on, fellas. Counterpunch, Brandon in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I've been, scratching my mind since y'all don't like my, Maurice Herrera pick or my Leonardo Tyner or Ross Selka picks for the tune-up. So I came up with a name, Quandre Robertson. And for those who don't know who Quandre Robertson is, he's the guy that dropped Keith Thurman's bitch ass back in the day. He's like 9-10 for his pro record. So yeah, let's do Errol Spence versus Quandre Robertson.
Yo, did Keith, like, you and Keith, y'all know each other from high school? Like, he a bitch ass because he ain't fight Bud yet?
Quandre Robertson, man, that's my pick for the tune-up. Quandre, that's Quandre off.
Do you guys listen
to
the playback?
My man don't even got a box rec pick. Like, Like, who the fuck is that guy? Hey, champ, you know I got love for you, but
he
like,
gonna say you spelled it wrong. Yo, make sure that he got the fight on BoxRec versus Keith.
This is Keith. No box rec face quandary.
Damn, bro, my man is out of control, bro. Like the
And
hate.
it's 15-10.
The hate is real out here, bro. Wow, man. Victor in California, talk to us.
Hold up. Yo, imagine, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, man.
Yo, imagine if Terrence Crawford versus Maurice Lee got announced, bro, all the excuses that would be given for this fight. And people keep saying that Errol, he said that he doesn't need any tune-ups. Well, Crawford said that he wanted Keith Thurman as his first fight at welterweight, and look at his fucking career, dude. It's fucking whack. But what I really want to talk about is last night I caught up to yesterday's morning show, and yo, I love when you guys have old school cats on the show like that, like Buddy McGirt and all that shit. But one thing you guys should have mentioned about the old school fighting to him is how was the drug testing back in the day, man? Back in the 80s,
there was
nothing. Doing
Yeah,
coke.
man. Yeah, man. Yo,
Bro,
listen.
back in the 80s, cocaine was like America's cup of coffee. That was like the Scarface days.
Exactly.
These dudes
bro.
were probably fighting on cocaine. They were probably fighting on
Hyped up.
cocaine and yeah, and that's why they were getting up from 7 knockdowns, 8 knockdowns.
Yeah. Hey yo, Primo said that cocaine was the PED of choice in that.
Bruh, it's so funny, bruh, that he says that, like, getting up for 7 knockdowns. Yo, Frazier got knocked down 5 times versus Foreman. He was battering poor Frazier. It was crazy. But again, you don't see no, like, there's no technical skill. There is raw power. It's funny, man. It's just funny to hear. I mean, to watch, man, and be able to, I guess, familiarize. Yeah, and compare. Lidge Low, Atlanta, talk to us. Decatur, Georgia, I mean.
Yeah, so you right, Decatur, Georgia. Hey, shout out to everybody who called in. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Baldy for making me a ringer when I was a ringer. My shit real quick and simple because I'm at work getting it in. I ain't got no problem with Spence fighting the cat because we do got to find out what Spence about. See, what y'all boxing fans got to remember, shout it. When your man lose or your man don't do good in a fight, then you want to say, oh, this, and that about a motherfucker. Let a nigga heal, man. Let's see what he got. And then bring it back, because when he come to Crawford, I don't want nobody injured. I want everybody healthy. I don't want to hear shit when it come to Bud. You understand me? And I'm the number one Bud tender. I'm out there count, man.
Hey, man, at least, like Stone Bone, you sensible, though, man. You don't want a wasted fight. You want a real fight. I believe this is Sony. Talk to us.
Hey, what's good, TPV?
What up, champ? Morning.
Champ.
Nothing. I'm gonna see if I can burn through before the bell ring out. I'm gonna try to run the panel. Ness and Mario. I think both of you guys hit it on the nail. Mario, please don't stay on your shield. What you said earlier at the start of the show about this Maurice Lee was absolutely correct. This dude has no status to be putting that shit out there in the air. That should be something that should be coming out, promoted by the promoters or Earl. This dude has no clout, and the way he came off was totally whack. So that's that. Doomy, I love you. I went back and listened to the Sunday show, and dude, I still got you in my heartbeat, but your stance from Sunday show, I'm going to discount that about the whole South African thing because apartheid, you did not include that, and that's something that you need to remember when you speak on that. But back to Maurice Lee. And next, I agree with you. Errol Spence does have the ability to change his mind. He should change his mind because this is a tune-up and it's the perfect fight that he should have coming after the car accident. TBD for life. Holla at y'all Friday.
Sony. Thanks for calling in. Mario, we got a new one there. Double check that for me. We going out
I'm on it.
to Stainless in Detroit. Let me see here. My bad, guys. I'm dropping the ball. Trying to make sure he was still there.
Explain red belt, black belt, WO and green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people, people now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, when we make it, that's going to be our intro.
Yo, TBV was good.
What up, man?
Stainless, what up?
Yo, happy Wednesday. Mario, you get that beating shit?
I got it, brother. Oh man, thank you so much. It's fire. Love it.
Bro. Yeah, man. I woke up kind of late, man, so I only came on when right when J Mac car came on. So I don't really know the interviews or anything, but just on the topic y'all talking about, I think Will Keem, a lot of people have said it. I don't mind a tune-up, but at least up the ante. Like, it's not the greatest name for me, but John Molina Jr. will be a good one because he not the hardest puncher. He's got a decent enough resume, and even in most of his losses, they went long rounds. And if nothing, I don't want to see an Ocampos fight. I want to see Errol get some rounds in. You know what I'm saying? And against a guy who I don't really know anything about, who's so low ranked, I'm gonna have a difficult time believing that it's gonna go past 2 or 3 rounds. Not that I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I want to see where Errol's at. So, you know what I'm saying? That's all I got right now, though. Come back for my boomerang.
Champ, thanks for calling in. Going to Sid in Orlando. What's going on, brother? Good morning.
Hey, what up, man?
How are
You
you,
know,
brother?
just working. And I'm finished. I got up at 4 a.m. to get that shit done. But yeah, everybody need to like the video. And yeah, man, I'm just doing some shit like Spence return. I don't even care, like, like trying to see if that jaw right, if he could take a punch or whatever the fuck. I don't care who he fight, cause I'm like, I'd rather see, I'd rather him test that shit out and see if he good or not instead of jump in there with some dog that's gonna knock his fucking chin loose just because he thought that he could handle it. So I don't give a fuck who he fight. I look at it like he on the bench trying to see if his shit still works. So I'm with whatever, because come fight time, when all those big fights happen, we want the best of the best. We don't want them subpar ass shit. But yeah, man, that's all I got.
Sid, thanks for calling in. We got Stone Bone Boxing. Talk to us.
What up?
Good morning.
Ness, you said Maurice Hooker?
No, this is
Nah.
Maurice Lee.
Maurice who? Bruce Lee? Hold up, Brandon Lee.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I should have known that was
the
coming.
guy Brandon just had on, right? That guy?
Nah, not Brandon Lee. Maurice Lee.
You talking about Maurice Lee, who used to be with Goosen and left Goosen and went to Mayweather Promotion and had probably 2 fights in 3 years. That guy? Come on, man. Listen. People laughed at me on the show when I said Danny Garcia is too dangerous of a fight for Earl to come back. He could get knocked out. Oh, he bigger. He's stronger. He punching harder. This only going to make him a better fighter. So if all of that was true, why did I get fucking emails, hate on my little video I did? The whole Earl crew, the whole Lions crew, he gonna knock Danny out, and now you ain't even ready for Danny. He should have took Trujillo his IBF mandatory instead of making him and what's the name fight him. He should have just went ahead and did that. But we know he needed a tune-up. I want him to have a tune-up. Bud said he wanted him to have a tune-up, but I would prefer an actual, not a contender, but a former champion.
Cut it.
Trey Miller, talk to us.
Man, yeah, you would come to me after Stonebone. He just took all my points. Like he should have just fought his IBF eliminate. Well, whoever Kujatula, he should have fought him. And I ain't got no problem with Who this guy Lee? What's his name? Maurice. I ain't got no problem with him fighting him. He need to tune up, but Doomsday he need to stop bigging Lee up like he finna make it past 3 rounds. We ain't got to worry about he only been 8 because he ain't gonna make it past that. So we ain't got to worry about that. Just let that man live, man. Don't worry about it. He could go. He got 4 rounders. He ain't making it past them. That's all I got to say.
Yo, expectations is low right now for Maurice.
Yo, is it? Let me ask you a question for real, because like I don't know him, so this isn't me being disrespectful. I'm being like for real. Like, tell me the truth. Is in y'all's mind, is this fight like a glorified sparring session, or is it more than that for sure?
I think it's if I want to take that route with you, it's gonna be a hell of a sparring fight. Yo, I don't think that my man said 3 rounds. Nah, he'll make if he don't stand in front of Earl, he can make it past the half of the fight and maybe give us a colorful fight, bro. But if he's gonna go in there and try to go blow for blow with Earl, it'll be an early night, man. I'm not gonna sit here and like praise Maurice to the point where I'm gonna have people thinking that he's gonna knock Earl out in some way or somehow. Like, it's not that division either, and Earl is the bigger puncher. But don't be surprised if Maurice has a lot of energy and he's able to move. That's all I gotta say.
All right, we got King Born. Talk to us.
Yo. Good morning, guys. Listen, man.
Good morning.
Yo, he might as well fight Doomie. Real talk. Doomie. Get in the ring, get nice for 2 months, and get it popping. You know what I mean? Get that money. Who the fuck is this dude, man? Nobody. Yo, come on, man. You gotta do a little bit better than the dude that's 12, 2, and 1 with you. What do you got? 5 knockouts and all that. You know what I mean? And like you said, nobody want this. Everybody's talking about Garcia. He gonna knock him out. You got this dude. Yo, tell him to come to Brownsville. Know what I mean? Come to Brownsville, Brooklyn. Come to Newark. Get one of them dudes out the gym and get them dudes some money, because it's the same thing. And I don't care if you down with Floyd Mayweather. So go this cat, man. For real, y'all. For real. Shout out to Stone Bone. He called it. For real, for real. Later.
All right, Mario, we got another one there. Let's see. We're going to go Boomerang. J-Mac, Boomerang, talk to us.
Yo, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
I ain't got too much to say, man. I just felt like trolling Errol because I remember all the comments about who Buzz' opponents was and what have you. And I do have sympathy for him coming off his accident, but I just realized they got different levels to certain fighters. I don't think Errol is as good as most people hype him up to be. I think he got a lot of love and support, and the opponent he have coming back off this tune-up shows me the level of fighter he is and stuff like that. Because if he was a better fighter, he would be able to get in the ring like Lucila Lopez. I love to see him fight a fighter like that. I guess that's too much for Errol Spence and stuff like a pound for pound greater champion, whatever y'all want to call him. That's my second call.
Wow. Intrigue, Boomerang. Intrigue.
Yeah, man, I plead the fifth. I don't got nothing else to add on Errol's defense.
All right. Stainless, Boomerang.
Yeah, what were the other topics, man? Was that it?
This it. Just Errol and Maurice possibility. We had Sam Jones, the manager, on though. That was a great interview, by the way.
Yeah, I have to go back and check that out after this is over with. Yeah, again, I really don't have nothing, man. I've never even heard of that guy, bro. Like, I mean, and I don't even think this is gonna turn into a Jeff Horn type of situation. Like, I've really never heard of this guy. And then to check his ranking on BoxRec and be ranked so low, like that's like I'm with everybody else. Yeah, he need that tune up, but That's just ridiculous, man. But maybe they just trying to make sure he better than he think he is. You know what I mean? So that might be more the team than Errol. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But that's all I got, man. As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up, share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. It's TBV for life. If you ain't on Patreon, you'll find out next week because you're stupid. And shout out to El Camino. Peace.
All right. Let me see. I think we got to.
Yo, did you get to Victor and Cali?
Yes, we did.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
We got to get to new call in the 678-678-855. Who's this first-time caller? Say you're a first-time caller. We're going to go ahead and play this first-time caller intro, and you can introduce yourself like the champ that you are.
Yes, it ain't no first time. Hey, Ness, this ain't no first time caller. James Benitez. What's up?
Hey, man, what up? I don't know why Mario. What's up? You ain't been updating the list.
Listen to me. Steve and James have both gotten deleted. I was about to blame you for that.
What you mean? Listen,
I put them both on there.
All I'm saying is the list ain't updated. It ain't updated.
Okay, I got you.
But what up, James?
Oh, man, nothing, man. I just woke up, man. This got to be the topic for today, man. Maurice Lee, man, he's gonna be the perfect just sparring partner. Ain't no way in hell he's gonna be in an official match with Spence, man. All these people talking about, oh man, I can't believe Spence is gonna do this or whatnot. You gotta be a fool to really believe that Spence is really gonna have his real comeback fight, and this is gonna happen. This ain't on no official PBC publication. I mean, hell, I looked up Maurice Lee yesterday, and I mean, he might have won his last 5 out of 7 fights, but his last 2 of those fights were draws to some part competition. Ain't no way in hell he gonna dog walk Spence, man. He just cloud chasing all this shit. I mean, I wish you can get an interview with him so I could just straight up ask him the question, why the hell he cloud chasing so damn hard right now, man? I mean, ain't nobody gonna fight right now. He needs to just save that energy for his next top 75 opponent, man, because Spence ain't getting in no ring with nobody that's within, unless they're in the top 15 of any sanctioned body. That's my call. Love the show. Hey, y'all guys keep it safe.
Champ, yo, my sentiments exactly. We need to get Maurice on here and let him talk for himself because
I'm gonna hit him up. See what up? I'm gonna hit him up. Yeah. I mean, you know, he on West Coast time, so it was like, you know, he's out in Vegas, so it's like,
he'll get up.
He gonna have to wake up early for us. Let's see.
He'll get up.
He probably up right now.
No, James, I got you down, James, for sure, and I'm gonna make sure that don't go nowhere. So we got you next time, James. Sorry about that.
James
Benitez from Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta.
I mean, 678 is usually Atlanta, I think. Ain't got no more 678s in there.
Yeah, it's Atlanta.
All right. Israel, I'm doubling back. You busy? What's up?
No, that's my bad on earlier. I couldn't get to the phone, but
all good.
Good show. Good morning. That was a good interview, man. I like that Sam Jones. That's the first time I think I follow him on IG, but otherwise he's pretty funny dude. Not much to add, man. Everybody's hit the topic. I think hit the nail on the head with this kind of. I can't blame the kid for putting it out there though. Hell, man, make your name. Otherwise, one other option is I agree with Brandon, man. I think Maurice, Alabama slammer, stalwart. He's my name. He's not very well known, but check him out. Could have a chance. Y'all have a good day.
Oklahoma, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Mastermind in Texas. It's been a minute.
BoxingVoice.com. Oloki, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo es la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, what up, TBV? Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Good morning, champ.
Doing well.
How you been? Yo, I've been out here grinding, man. Starting to even out, though, here in Texas, hopefully. Hey, my opinion on this fight, though, people are bashing it and not too happy with it. But I think it's a smart move because it's a way to see where Errol's at, shake the rust off, And if the fight goes well enough, you could have him back in the ring pretty quick, don't you think? Depending on when the fight is, they might be able to bring Errol back twice this year. And I think that's what the plan would be if this is to go. But I guess we'll see how it plays out. Wait on an official announcement. But that's what I think it is. I think they're going to try to get it twice this year to get him in there, man. But that's my call, fellas.
All right. Yo.
Thanks, Joseph.
Anyway, let me keep it moving. I was about to bring up.
I thought you were about to say something.
Yeah, say it, because your face glowing right now. What's up?
I was about to bring up old news, man. I'm going to not do that. Not do that unless it gets big enough for that. That being said, that is everyone. Have some fun. See y'all later. We're gonna get probably if we could get ambitiously, we'll be back sometime today, tomorrow, something like that. Who knows?
I'll do it. I'll be here for it.
What's today? What's today? Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday. We got film study Tuesday.
What's in the lead though? Let me look it up.
Man, I was gonna check it before the show, but I was having so much trouble with my internet.
Yo, Tito de la Hoya, you mentioned it.
Yeah,
but we can't skip. We can't skip, dogs. We can't skip. We can't.
Yeah, I feel you.
Sorry, boss.
They voted fair and square.
Sorry.
Remember that? What was that? Jay-Z Volume 2 or some shit?
Yeah. Sorry, boys.
Damn, how did the rest of it go?
Sorry, boys. The bus. This the last stop. Something. The bus stops here.
Can't
you
be
gonna
here.
Carry me all the way to Tito's funeral home. Some shit.
Yeah. April 19th. What's today's date? The 29th. So this ain't that. We got to look back a little bit deeper.
Today the 21st.
Deeper. There we go. Film study. No, that's
yeah, man. My final thoughts, man. Maurice victorious, whether he fights or not.
Yo. Some of that. It's like you was about to yawn, but the energy came out in the shout. Like,
he be mad aggressive.
All right.
All right, here we go. Film study Tuesday from April 11th. Who's winning? They got, let's see, loaded up. There's a lot. 44 comments. Israel Weber. Israel, do you get mad when we say your whole name? I'm sorry. You guys probably need to put screen names there, but I'll try to reframe some names, the whole name. Izzy says Roy Jones, Antonio Tarver won. Wow, that got 5 votes. Write this down, someone.
I got you. Wait, what was? How much? 5 votes?
Yeah.
Antonio Tarver versus who?
Versus Roy Jones Jr.
Oh, damn.
They said 1-2.
1. Then we got the Earthquake says Hagler Magby. Damn, wow, he picking a lot. I just seen highlights of Foreman Lyle. Or listen. We going with the first one, Hagler Mubagi, and I mean, look, you go. Unfortunately, Earthquake, you getting yourself out of the run-ins, bro. You got too many fights in there, so then the votes that you got, we don't know what people are voting for, which fight. So like you've been disqualified for today. Terrell says Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao. We watched that already. Brandon Lopez says Garcia versus Porter, and he got 3 votes. David Maldonado says Garcia versus Sean Porter, because I scored it for Danny and it was close. That got 4 votes, so that's the same fight.
So that's 7 votes then, right?
I mean, I don't know.
If you fuse them together?
Not because it could be the same people. If I voted for Brandon, I voted for Maldonado.
Good call. So then we'll give him the most. So the most was 4.
Most is 4. Ryan, a.k.a. Dempsey, what up, man? He's been a Patreon forever, man. Shout out to you, champ.
Shout out to the outlaw.
Yeah, man. And he's been to the appreciation night. He says Jermaine Taylor versus Winky Wright ended in a draw. Dang, he got too many. We're going with the first one. Jermaine Taylor versus Winky Wright. And again, he disqualified himself because he got 3 different fights on his. Guys, 1 pregunta per persona. Translated, 1 per person.
There's so many good ones.
He's
and shit,
disqualified. He's out. Samuel Gilly, he's also disqualified. He got 3 fucking options. What's up with y'all? All right, Danny Ramirez has David Tua versus Hasim Rahman 2, but he only got 1 vote.
Damn, people forgot about David Tua.
Victor Yo, help me pronounce this.
Balbuena?
No, it's Banuelos. He's even called in and told me.
Banuela.
No, not Banuela, because it's LOS. Banuelos. Banuel. Let me see if what Jeffrey got.
Spell it one more time.
Banuelos.
Yeah, it's gotta be Banuelos. Yeah, we have a tire shop in Corpus called that. That's how it's spelled.
Banuelos, like pañuelos. I got it now. Victor Banuelos says, okay, he only put 1. He put Humberto Gonzalez versus Michael Cabajal, March 13th, 1993. This was a scrappy scrap.
Cabajal. Yo, remember him? Bro?
He's got 4 votes on that. All right, so he's up there for sure. Trey, who's on the line, shout out to Trey Miller, says Porter Garcia. So, that's the same. So, see, he could have been one of the guys that voted. You guys need to also look at what other people put so you could just be a vote and get it to the top. We got Duke the Great says Pernell versus Oscar. Oh, my God. He's disqualified. He put Pernell versus Oscar, Winky versus Vargas, Pernell versus Chop. And he got 5 votes. That's too many fights, dog. We need 1
He should have stayed with that Pernell. That Pernell Oscar would have been good.
I would have loved that.
Look at this one.
That too, bro.
This is a good one, and it was done right. Big Casual puts Paul Williams versus Islamdi Laura. Controversial win for Paul, even though a lot of people say Laura won. It got 4 votes. Dennis in Tampa says War Kovalev 1. Coño! He only got 2 votes. Nicholas De Mercurio says, posted this one on the community page, any would be fired. He disqualified himself. He got way too many votes. Way too many fights and only 1 vote anyway. DBX UK, Cotto versus Mosley. Watched it yesterday and think it goes down under the radar. Cotto should be the best use of the jab I've seen in this fight. He only got 1 vote. Let me double check. I thought I said George Foster already. No? So George Foster recommends Khan Maidana, and he got 3 votes. So he's up there. He's up. I see a 5 vote.
Go vote for it too now.
I'm about to go skip all these 1 votes and go straight to the 5 vote. Kansas City Mac got Fury versus Wilder 1, only got 2 votes. Info Joe, Paul Williams versus Sergio Martinez, 1 or 2, only 2 votes. Old school Pernetto, Sony Woods only got 2 votes on Pernell versus Chavez. The big one is Frank. He got Ben versus Eubank. 2. 500 million people watched the fight, or should I say war. These guys were polar opposites in the So 5 votes is the most, right? We don't got anything with 5 votes. Oh, we do.
Yeah, we do. It's Roy Jones and Tarver.
So we got a 2-way tie. So the hosts divide. Who is voting for Frank's Ben, which is Conor Ben versus Chris Eubanks Sr.? Conor Ben, Chris Eubanks Sr. Who's interested? Doomy, you're muted. Who's interested?
I'm
interested?
Conor Ben versus Eubanks Sr. What?
Conor Ben versus Eubanks Sr.
I never watched it.
I never watched that, I think.
Am I saying Conor Ben? No, I mean Conor Ben is his son. I thought they were the same name.
Nah, Conor Ben versus Eubank, not Eubanks Sr.
That's what I'm saying. Eubanks Sr.
No, you say Eubanks Sr.
How's he gonna fight fucking Senior?
Dog, because Chris Eubank is junior. So who the fuck is senior? My dad is a senior. I'm a junior. What y'all talking about?
So Conor Ben fought Eubank's dad?
I said I'm probably getting the Ben name wrong because isn't he a son junior too?
I get what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
what's Ben's first name?
Well, he's Conor Ben.
Nigel Ben. You guys
Nigel
suck.
Ben.
You guys just suck. Instead of helping, you guys don't even know what's going on.
I swear to God, go back and listen to that shit.
We were trying to go.
We were trying. We were
was trying to
trying.
get it.
We were trying. We were trying. We were
That's that
trying.
fast Dominican Spanish that he's speaking.
Yo, he got entangled.
Entangled. You look like tangled.
Call you
yeah, I'm
we
not
got a
voting for
super
that.
chat for James Benitez says Castillo versus Corrales. But you had to you got to put that in Patreon, James
put that on the
Benitez.
Patreon.
And I
I'll
think
vote
you
for that
did.
right
I think he did, but he didn't vote on this one. He didn't vote on this page. But yeah, so are we breaking this tie or what? You guys is prolonging this shit.
Yeah, you offered one. Laura Williams. Sorry. Tarver Jones is the next one, and that's the one I'll vote for.
I'm voting for the same one.
Okay.
I like Tarver Jones.
So now that got 7. Enrique, me and you can make it tie again if you want to see Nigel Benn. That 500 million people seen it, or you want to see Roy Jones that you grew up hearing about. Even Roy Jones was forced to lean back.
Yeah,
500 million
Roy Jones. Like, you got any questions this time?
Yeah.
Excuses this time, Roy.
So that's 8.
Excuse this time.
This would be the first fight.
So that's
8.
8.
Boom.
You
I'll
voting?
go for. I don't know who Nigel Benn is.
All right.
Well, then that sounds like a vote for Roy Jones if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, like who is Nigel Jones? What's the full name?
That was a good beef too. Tarver
Nigel Benn is from the UK.
Oh yeah, that explains why I won't know him.
All right, but that's why he throwing it out there so you could learn some education. Not education, but like you could get on some boxing history and see a classic fight is what he trying to say. But you already going Roy.
If I'm gonna vote,
you going Roy, so that's 8 votes. I'm gonna go Roy too, man. I'm American. I was brought up watching Roy with my dad, so it'll be good to go back. And plus, I don't do this, so I actually love doing this because I don't ever make myself go back and watch fights.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So I do, but I'm just saying I feel you. I know a lot of people don't.
The fact that it's part of the job makes it better. So I wouldn't mind going back and watching Roy and Tarver and like getting a whole newfound love for Tarver.
They had 2 fights, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank had a trilogy. That's a crazy ass fucking. I'm gonna go back and look at it on my own.
Well, Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. So what fight we pick? We now we got to find a link.
Tarver Jones Jr. won.
We got to find a link. We got 8 hours to find a link. Peace. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter.
At Maury McGee on Twitter. At Maury McGee on Instagram. Peace.
TBV _ casual fan.
Hold on. Getty said I didn't get to his call. Getty, what up?
Getty Harlem.
Yo, peace, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. Just on the topic. I took a look at just one fight. The Maurice Lee dude. You know his style. I don't know if that could last up with Errol's. Even though he might have a little bit of height advantage. He got a nice jab with him, man. He could hold it down. But this fight that I wound up watching, he got drugged up a little bit. And I think Errol got more knockout power, so it might be a short night. Who knows? But before my call is over, I just want to give some 10 words synonymous to boxing. I know it was a few episodes back, but I just want to throw it
remember.
in. Jab, discipline, integrity, business, sanctions, divisions, champions, nationality, jab, and heart. That's my call.
It was a little bit muffled, man. What I heard jab. I heard jab. What?
Integrity. I heard jab twice. He said nationalism. Is that what he said?
I can't hear it.
National pride.
I don't know. It was a little bit muffled.
No, I heard most of it. He said sanctioning body. I think he said. Yo, never mind. I don't want to butcher what he said. Yo, did you get to Troy in Baltimore?
Nah, man. We going out to him. Troy, what up?
How you doing?
All good.
Hey. Yeah, can you hear me? There's one fight particularly. It ended in a draw, but it was Nicholas Walters and Jason Sosa. Nicholas beat him. It wasn't no draw, but they gave him a draw.
What are we talking about here, Troy?
Yeah, I talk about fights that ended in controversy. I'm guessing just by listening to you speak, right?
Nah.
No.
Well, we
What
brought
are
that
y'all
up
talking
We
earlier.
were
about?
on the we were on the tail end of the show where we were just
Oh.
giving the recommendations that the Patreons gave, what fights to go back and rewatch for today's Film Study Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Well, here I got a great one for you. James Tony
Yeah,
Iran
that's
Barkley.
not where you do it,
That
champ.
was
You
a beautiful
gotta put
fight.
it on Patreon, champ, so it could get voted.
All right. I'll
Because
do my best.
because remember, if you just suggest it, it has to be like, the majority public that wants to watch it. Like right now, we were divided between Nigel Benn versus what do you say? Nigel Benn versus
Chris Eubank.
Chris Eubank. I mean, Eubank Senior and Roy Jones versus Tarver 1. Those had the most votes. They were tied, so hosts had a split.
You go watch. You probably enjoy Tarver versus Jones better than Eubanks one. It's a lot of. That's more for clean fight. The fight with Ben and Eubanks is a good fight, but it's sloppy. It's sloppy, yeah. And Tarver knocked him out cleanly because Roy has a habit of after he throws his punches, he steps forward with his hand. Well, I'm not going to tell you the fight. You just go watch it. So, yeah.
Nah, we watched it, but it's always good to rewatch it. Like, again, I would have to check the year and see how young I was. Like, all the boxing I watched was, like, with my dad until I, moved out.
It was just a few years back, man. It was just a few years back. It was still in the 2000 era.
Yeah, it
You're
seems
talking
like a
about
really
Tarver
long
Jones,
time
Yeah,
ago
that
now,
seems like a
though.
long time ago.
Yeah, it's like
I was probably over 10 years
I thought
ago.
It was, in the 90s
probably over. Nah, it was.
high school shit.
But I did give you your boomerang, Troy. You had the full time there. I don't know. Let's look it up.
2003.
Listen, I'm gonna suggest this. Okay, I'm gonna suggest that we try to find both fights, and the one with the best quality we should pick. Because I just tried my usual source for Tarver and Jones, and it is garbage.
Yo, try.
What
Daily
was that?
Motion.
HBO?
Yeah, let me try Daily Motion.
Nah, man. I'm gonna check my cable box. It might be up there, man. These old fights be out here. Antonio Tarver was 2004. Oh, then they had 3 fights, so 2003.
Yeah, it's 2003.
2003. Sheesh.
Bro, that's 17 years ago, Champy.
Exactly. That's half a
Oh
life.
wow, that's half my life.
That's
maybe,
half a life, man. That's half a life right there, man.
That was half a life for me, but damn, that's crazy.
Yo, Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Peace.
I gave mine, so peace.
Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ on IG. Alex Linus TBV on Twitter. Make sure you return, hit that boomy back with us for this film study.
Twitter, YouTube, TBV_casual fan. Peace.
Peace.